Okay, YouTube. I'm supposed to be streaming right now. I'm trying to make this work here with both you and TikTok. So this is really, really interesting. What is happening? So bizarre. And now, yeah, like this is wow. Okay, if anybody's there, please put something in the chat. Just let me know because I can't tell if you're there or not. And I do want to help. But I am trying to
I just found out that the rest of the world.
to get TikTok to play nice. What is this? Add a title. Okay, I'll add a title. No problem. Tarot, empowerment. Women leaders. Okay, fine. That's my topic. Here's my. This is the most bizarre thing ever. Honestly, I'm like, what is happening here? Manage your goal. Well, good Lord. I don't even know how to do that stuff yet, so I'm not going to worry about that. But confirm, whatever. Setting, share, live center. No, that's not it. Device camera, mobile game live. Okay, device camera. Sure. Sure, why not? Okay, cool. All right. Okay, that's much better. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Okay, here we go. All right, TikTok. Fun. Oh, jeez. This is the craziest thing ever. Honestly, this is just like this crazy ass situation here. I don't have a stream key. All of this kind of crazy stuff that you have to get onto Twitter and do some stuff. I don't want to be on Twitter. I hate Twitter. God, whatever. Okay. So we're notifying viewers that you're live. This is good. I like it. I really wanted to show you what is live on YouTube, which is my OBS studio, which looks absolutely badass, and it has my Good Girl Exit Plan tarot spread, and you can actually pick one. So I can do like a card. I can pull a card for you. Curious person. I like curious people. Hi there. Hope you're having a good Sunday. I'm drinking coffee and the hell am I eating? I'm eating Bake Shop Bakery. What the heck are they? I can't. Banana nut, whatever. Anyway, since you're on TikTok, and it's not letting me stream my OBS studio. Ah, if anybody knows how to get a stream key, seriously, get a stream key without going on to X, which is like, it's like dipping myself into a horrible, horrible stew of filth in my mind. I'm sorry, that's just like the image I get is like that old Star Trek episode where what's her name? The woman who used to be the security officer and she ended up dying. Tasha. It's like when she gets struck by all that goo, right? I mean, the goo comes out and it goes and it kills her. Like, oh my God in heaven. Um, that's what going over to Twitter feels like to me. Like, and that's the only way I've heard so far that I can actually get a stream key because it doesn't automatically show up on my, but that's boring. That's not what you came here for. Sorry. Okay. So the card that fell out, and I'm going to just say this is the card that fell out for the day, is the Queen of Swords. She is mighty. Okay. The Queen of Swords is incisive. Look at that sword. Look at that sword. She's incisive, y'all. She is very clear about what she wants. She's very clear about what she's going to do because the queens always look back. They always look backwards. So it's looking back at your past, saying, here's what I've been doing in the past. Let me think about that. Let me think if I really want to do this way again. She's incredibly powerful, and women are incredibly powerful. It is my mission to help us women really understand how that could be true, how we could actually be that freaking powerful in a world that has convinced us, has brainwashed us to believe that we're not allowed, we should be quiet, we should, just dumb ourselves down, give ourselves up. I mean, I know for me, how many relationships did I have that were happening because I just felt lucky that anybody would even be with me. That's a terrible way to look at yourself. Horrible way to look at yourself. No good. Not even true. Look, I don't care what you look like. I don't care how old you are, how white or non-white you are, how skinny or fat you are. I don't care about any of that. That's not what makes you you. That's not what makes you powerful. All right, so what does? So if you're a woman and you have all of this crap in your head, and it's not just in your head, it's also in your musculature. It has become automatic, right? It has just become freaking automatic for you. And you've taken the workshops and you've done the therapy, which in my case saved my life. And I'm a big fan of therapy as a sort of mirror of how I can be helped and seen by somebody outside of my own head. And of course, I talk to my friends, but I'm just saying, therapy, if you get a really good therapist, one that you can make true use of, you've done well for yourself. It's not about fixing you, by the way. It's not about fixing you. But anyway, sorry. Take a sip of coffee here. So, the only form that we are given as, oh, you're a badass woman is things like, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. Well, I don't look like Angelina Jolie. I certainly don't have that body. I don't, so how am I powerful? And that is what I want you guys, you women, to understand about you is where is your power? Where is your badassery? Where can you start to say, I might should give myself a little break. Could. That's actually how they talk in North Carolina, where I went to grad school. I might should turn out light. I might could go home. I love accents. So, how can why should you think that you're all that in a bag of chips? Well, maybe you can't. Maybe you're just so far into the being brainwashed that you're like, I've tried and tried to be a leader, to start a company, to rise in the company I'm in. And you're like, oh my dear God in heaven, I'm not getting anywhere. But here's what you're not knowing. You're judging by external judgments. You're judging by the externals, here's what I'm supposed to be if I'm going to be really successful. When what's really important is your energy. Is there something about yourself that you can find that you think is awesome? So listen, if any of you wants to find something about yourself that is awesome, I want you to put a number between 1 and 6 in the chat, and I'll pull a card for you. I have a tarot spread. It's called the Good Girl Exit Plan Tarot Spread. Because we got to get out of the good girl. We got to stop following the rules that keep us down. Okay? And there are 6 placements. So choose a number between 1 and 6. I'm going to tell you what the placements are. 1 is the inherited script. I'll pull a card for you. If you want inherited script, you put in the number 1. If you want the silenced voice, if you want to know something about the silenced voice, then you want a card pulled for number 2. Put number 2 in the chat. If you want to have some information about where your energetic leak is, that's number 3. Put number 3 in the chat. Dang. Ugh, cards just jumped all over the place. If you want a card pulled for that'll help you find, good Lord, that'll help you find your way forward. Everything, my whole screen just went off. That's really fun. Okay. But number 4 is the Sacred Rage Catalyst, which I think is epic. I just think that's the most epic thing ever. So you would put a number 4. Let's see, what's number 5? Wow, I'm overtaxing my computer. Clearly, it's not happy with me. Come on, buddy. Open up. Number 5 is quantum choice, and number 6 is embodied sovereign. Okay, so if you want to know how to embody your sovereign, if you're like, what do I need to know to embody my sovereign? You put a number 6. You put a number 6 in the chat, and then I will pull a card for you. Hold on a second while I deal with this ridiculousness right here. So freaking stupid. Ugh. I wish I could just like paste this thing in here. All right, there we go. Okay, so if you want a reading, if you want a card about the inherited script, put number 1 in the chat. If you want something about the silenced voice and you want to get out of your silenced voice and into speaking up for yourself, put a number 2 in the chat. If you want to have a card drawn for any place that you're having energy leaks, an energetic leak, that's number 3. Put 3 in the chat. If you want to understand about the sacred rage catalyst, where you need to embrace the parts of you that need to be heard, that they've been squelched, because the message in our world is you're not allowed to have anger, women, and that's complete bull. Actually, anger is a wonderful place to jump into using it for determination. So you don't really have to be as afraid of anger as I know I used to be about 35 years ago, when I thought I would destroy cities if I let my anger out. And that's the truth. I really thought that's what would happen. If you want to have a reading about what your quantum choice would be, if, as a leader, as a woman, if you need to make a choice on something, you would choose the number 5 for quantum choice, and I'll pull a card for you for that. If you want to pull a card, want me to pull a card for your embodied sovereign, then you want to put a number 6 in the chat. So 1 is the inherited script, 2 is the silenced voice, 3, the energetic leak, 4, sacred rage catalyst, 5, quantum choice, 6, embodied sovereign. I know that's fast. I'm sorry. I tried to get my OBS studio to work with this, but it's just too stupid to even go into it. You wouldn't care, right? Right. Okay. So since nobody's choosing a number, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to choose a person, and I'll read for you. Your card just jumped out, so it clearly wants you. All right, let's see. KK. Hi, KK. So listen, you guys, by the way, it would really, really be a sweet thing if you would hit the like button or send me a flower or do some lovely thing, because I'm just getting started here, and it would be a real help to me if you did that. Okay, so KK, let's see, which card? I think it's number 3, the energetic leak. Okay, so the energetic leak, the card that jumped out is the Emperor. Now, please notice this is a woman. This deck is so absolutely fabulous. It's called the Witch Tarot deck. And it's all women, and it's all women of different colors, and I think it's fabulous, and I love it. All right, so the Emperor. This is clearly not about your sex or even your sexual orientation. This is about your mastery in the world. Are you standing in your mastery and in your leadership? So the placement of this card is the energetic leak. So we're going to look at it through that lens. And what happens with us women is that we've been so socialized and so brainwashed to believe that we're supposed to fit in. And, as kids, you have to fit in, right? You have to survive. You have to make your way. And so we learn to adapt to the social programmings, the social shoulds, and there goes our true self. Now, one of the things that we have to do to break back into being us, to thawing that ice around us, is to step into our mastery in some kind of way. Now, don't think that mastery means that you have to be abrasive or aggressive. That's another thing that we tend to think. So, I think it was KK. My feeling, and this could be wrong since, it just could be wrong, but you can let me know. My feeling is that the energy leak for you is that you're not stepping enough into your self-expression, and that there's a feeling inside of sort of fear and maybe even a little bit of emptiness of like, like, who am I if I do this? Who am I if I step into this, right? So in order to plug that energy leak, I would recommend finding something that you can say in a specific situation. Doesn't have to be business, it can be personal, because leadership is about personal sovereignty. Everything comes from here, from us. And so it's all about personal sovereignty. And you just gotta break through that ice. And you don't want to make a major step here. You don't want to take on the world with this. You just want to take that first sort of step. Okay? Hi, Jan Garvey. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Nope. All right, so I have this amazing deck. I will show it to you again. It's called the Modern Witch Tarot deck, and it's just got all kinds of wonderful women on it. This is a traditional tarot deck, except it's been reimagined with women of all colors, and it's freaking awesome. So, if somebody wants me to pull for them, just put a number between 1 and 6 in the chat, and I will read for you. All right. So sorry about the whole, this doesn't matter. Who cares? Okay. Honestly, I'm a real software geek. Don't let the gray hair fool you. I'm a total software geek, always have been. But when it has to come to setting, I set up my OBS studio. I had this really cool background and everything. Hey, Star Witch. And then it was like, oh, guess what? You don't have the necessary back end stuff, and you have to write to this. I'm like, oh my God, I cannot. I cannot. Okay, so why don't I pull a card for the collective? What do you say? Let me do that. All right. So I'm going to pull a card for position number 2, which is the silenced voice. I mean, this is what happens to us all the time. Hi, Tracy Sunshine. Hi, Paulette. Hi, guys. Nice to see you. So on this channel, I mean, I'm a bit new here to this situation, and here's what has come out for the collective and the silenced voice. This is very interesting. This is heartbreak. This is just heartbreak. I mean, I want you to imagine, and I know you can, because this is what women live in this culture. Imagine that you cannot be who you are. You have to consistently massage what it is that you're saying so that people don't get upset. Hi, Jesus. Hi, YM. Hi, Beverly. Imagine that. Imagine you have to spend your whole life doing that. Well, that's what women have done for millennia. Honestly, we have stopped ourselves, and because of the messages around us, which say, you're not allowed. So that's our heartbreak, and that's the silenced voice for us. Absolutely. Now, here's the other card that came out, the 6 of Pentacles. And the 6 of Pentacles is about giving a gift, and this is the gift we've got to give ourselves. The Pentacles really relate to supply in our lives. And what this is bringing to mind for me is that a lot of us get stuck. We get stuck in starting businesses that we're like, I don't even like it, but I thought I could make money at it. Now it's successful and I feel trapped. Or you could do what I did for too long, which is like, oh, I'm going to put money first and I'll choose this thing and I'll do it. And it's never successful because the energy isn't there. Right. So the thing is to give to yourself. You've got to give to yourself. We all do. This is an ongoing, lifelong thing, to give to ourselves the supply that we need. And it's not just money. We need to give ourselves things that people don't usually think are about supply, like kindness. I mean, powerful. I gave myself kindness once. after not having given it for a really, really long time. And I was in bliss for 3 days. No lie. Not lying. Bliss. 3 days. Nothing could upset me. So we have to unsilence our voices. By the way, would you guys share this out to your people? I would really appreciate that. See if we can get some more people on here and hey Janice, and get some things going. Let's go. Let's my goodness, let's unsilence ourselves. Let's take the leadership. Let's understand that the power is not only in our hands, which sounds impossible to us a lot of times, right? But it's not only in our hands, it is activatable. It's amazing. If you want me to pull a card for you, put a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 in the chat, and I'll pull a card for you. You can say what you want to ask, or you don't have to say what you want to ask. Either way. Numbers 1 through 6, okay? All right. Now, when it comes to being a leader in a male world, what is it that you're going to be up against? You know what you're up against. This is not a mystery to women at all. You're up against people who want to talk down to you. You're up against people who want to make you feel that you're not that important, that your ideas are not that great. You'll be in situations where men are taking your idea and running with it, or women who are very much in their toxic masculine rather than their divine masculine, and they are taking your ideas and running with them, right? It's like that movie with Melanie Griffith, can't think of the name. Yeah. Where she's working for Sigourney Weaver, and Sigourney takes her idea, but Melanie blasts her and exposes her and wins the day. But that is what you're up against. And what do we need? I'm going to ask Spirit, what do we need? What do we need as a collective, as women as a collective, in order to, what do we need to feel, and what do we need to step into being in order to start breaking with all of the shoulds? What is it we need? And we get the 3 of Pentacles. Now, notice there are 3 women in this. 3. Oh, I guess YouTube doesn't like naked people. Okay, fine. Sorry. What a world. But this is what you need. You need to have a group of people around you. You need to have people who do all different kinds of things. So you're not the only person doing what you're doing, knowing what you're knowing. You know a lot. You are magic, but you don't know it all. Hi, Zab. Hi, Sandra. Welcome. So what you need to do is you need community, and you need collegial help. You need support that's under you, not just like a Facebook page that you go to if you remember and things like that, but a community that meets for different reasons every single day. Yeah. By the way, that's what I have. It's not my community. A friend of mine, Alex, started this thing. And it's just, I mean, I have the support I need. I tried for 20 years to be an entrepreneur, and I couldn't get freaking anywhere. And now I've got my feet on the ground. Oh my God, what a concept. What a concept. Because I knew a long time ago I didn't belong in corporate America. I'm too innovative. I'm too smart. I'm too creative. I'm too individual. Aren't you? Aren't you? And so I knew I didn't belong. And I was like, I want to go be an entrepreneur. And so I started trying things because I have so many freaking abilities. But the problem is, so many of my abilities I don't want to use. Like I type 130 words a minute, but God, who wants to sit around typing all day? Come on. Please. At least I don't. If you do, man, people need you. Although, yeah, it's crazy now that we've got AI, but okay, still. Whatever it is you want to do, you can do it. But I'm going to say, especially for women, we've got to be sure, absolutely sure, on a feeling level. Feeling. not thinking your feelings, nuh-uh, feeling. Hey, Mandy, we've got to feel that we're in love with what we're pursuing. Because, my mistake for years as an entrepreneur really was about the money. It was, okay, I can do something that's like passion adjacent. That doesn't work. What the hell? I don't want to be passion adjacent to what I'm doing. I mean, starting a business and doing all that stuff, it's mostly a mental challenge. It's mostly a mind shift challenge. Changing from the corporate mindset to the entrepreneurial mindset is not a small thing. You might think it's all about, oh, I have to work hard now that I'm doing everything. Well, yeah, but you don't have to kill yourself. Bet you haven't heard that lately. But you don't. Unless you're putting yourself in the position I used to put myself in, which was, I'm desperately in need of money. That's not the time to start a business, generally. No. You'll hear the stories. Some women are like, oh my God, my husband left. I have 5 kids. I had to start a business. That's a different energetic reality. That's based on the emotion of love, of providing for the people you love. And so it's not about that whole passion thing. It's about, I got to get money and I got to get it now. And I can't. Hey, Andy, thanks for saying hi. How are you? Oh, Andy, whoever you are, you just got a card jumped out for you. So we'll say this is just for general empowerment, okay? It's the Empress. The Empress is female. Good. I'm glad you're okay. That's cool. And I like cats and dogs rescue. My 2 cats are rescues from the same litter. They were in a crack house. I don't know how they got rescued, but they're awesome. Okay, so you got the Empress card. What I'm getting about this is, even it's not just men. Sorry, it's not just men. It's also women who have been basically taught to get rid of the feminine. Like it's a very small idea of what the feminine really is. So, the feminine, people think, oh, okay, well, that's like, what sexual type you like, you have a vagina or you don't. And I think it's very difficult for most people to understand that the feminine is actually the creative. I mean, if you think about it in a physical sense, we create life with our bodies. I mean, it's not like we're sitting in the lab going, I'll put one eye in blue and one eye in gray. I mean, that's the mystery of life. That's the divine. But it's our bodies are the generators, right? But if you go beyond the physical and you go into what else is feminine, in the Hindu culture, they've got something called the lingam and the yoni. And the lingam is like a representation of a penis. And the yoni, which holds it, is a representation of the vagina. And it's an understanding that life emerges through the feminine, and the movement that moves us forward is masculine in nature. So cool. So when we are bringing the feminine into our lives and living it, we are caring. I mean, the feminine is maternal. I'm not saying if you're a woman, you're maternal. Not every woman is a maternal person in a traditional sense, right? They're terrible mothers. I mean, there's all kinds of ways of being a mom or not, and all kinds of ways of embodying the feminine or saying, I don't want it. But when you've got them balanced, when you've got the divine feminine and the divine masculine balanced, and you're using them together, you're living them, that means you are living with your compassionate glasses on. You're not looking at other people and going, you're an idiot because you're not like me, or you're scary because you're not like me, or you hurt my feelings once, so I'm going to hate you forever. You're leaning into this expansion that these times actually ask of us. You are being this opulent generator of your best thing. Yes, you can ask me a favor. What's up, Andy? Hi, Liza. reminding me of Liza Minnelli, who sang that song. It's Liza with a Z, not Lisa with an S. So yeah, Andy, go ahead and ask me a favor. Oh, and by the way, y'all, if you want a full reading, a full 6-card Good Girl Exit Plan reading, just connect with me here on TikTok, or you can go to YouTube. My readings are called Next Level Empowerment, and you can find me on YouTube under Goodbye Good Girl or Next Level Empowerment. And I'm getting all of that set up because doing this live is my new passion, and this is like my fourth. I love it. Okay, so again, the reading positions for this new spread, the Good Girl Exit Plan Tarot spread, is the inherited script. That's number 1. Number 2 is the silenced voice. Number 3 is the energetic leak. 4 is the sacred rage catalyst. 5 is quantum choice. And 6 is embodied sovereign. Really cool. I love it so much. So, let's pull a card for how the divine feminine rising in the world, which is why we're seeing what we're seeing in the world, and especially in our country, in the US, we're seeing a complete breakdown of lawfulness, ethics, compassion. I mean, it's horrifying. It's absolutely horrifying. And I'm going to pull a card about what is the feminine quality that we need to bring forward as the collective. What can we focus on that is going to help the breakdown come sooner and the repair begin? We want the repair to begin. Hi, Diana. Hi, Karen. Oh, goodness gracious, y'all. Okay, so if you want a card drawn, let me know, and also choose a number between 1 and 6. We'll let the divine figure it out. Okay, so I'm gonna draw a card. What is it that we in the collective have got to focus on in the feminine realm that will be most in easy alignment with helping all of this stuff that we're doing, that we're seeing in the US, break down so that the feminine, masculine, divine can come forward? What can come forward for us? What can we focus on that will give us a sense of focus that we can focus on? Okay, you want that card? Let's do it. Alrighty. So the 10 of Wands is like, it's very fiery. Hi Carla. Hi Jorg. Not sure how you say it. Hi user. The 10 of Wands is, you've been carrying a heavy load for a long time. And we women have. We have carried we've carried the emotional weight in relationships. We have carried the actual weight and emotional weight in being in corporate America and being the people who are literally the ground on which the top 6-figure earners are standing, and we don't get the recognition, and we don't get the reward, and we don't get all of that stuff. So what we have to let go of, and because this is what this is like, this is too heavy, we're at the end, we've got to stop now. We have got to stop trying to fight that system as our only way of moving forward. You're going to have to stand up for yourself and fight for yourself sometimes. Abso-freaking-lutely. You've got to have the strength to say no. You've got to have the strength to say, excuse me, but I was talking. You have to have the strength to say, don't interrupt me, which I did a few weeks ago. And the guy was like, oh, sorry. I'm like, you better be. You've interrupted every woman and then me. And I'm like, I'm not standing for it. So there. We have got to lean in another direction as well. It's not instead. We've got to stop thinking 2 things. Stop thinking that I have to push the dark out of the room. I have to only fight through my life because I don't want to fight through my life, right? I want to enjoy my life. I want it to feel fulfilled. I want to experience what that would feel like. How would joy feel? How would, feeling like I'd actually succeeded at something? I mean, even a little something. How would that feel? Holy crap. Do you know that 40% of women start companies in this world and 3% of women in this country, and 3% of women get funding? You do the math. But here's where we win. We have the power to shift everything in our individual lives. We do. So what is that? Well, you're going to have to lean into what you actually would feel. See, the emotion, the feeling, this is very feminine in nature. You need to lean into feeling what you will feel, what you would feel if you had that success, if you were in that situation. And it doesn't even have to be a work situation. How would you feel if you felt, ask yourself right now, how would you feel if you felt none of that self-doubt? Like if you were imagine you're on vacation. Imagine that you are in some kind of situation that feels you have absolutely no resistance to it. You just feel freaking fabulous. How does that feel? For me, when I feel stuff like that, I feel this light in my chest. I sense, like I see it sort of with a third eye situation. Like I just can feel it and see it in my chest. I feel just lit up and I feel taller. I feel lighter, and whatever it is that you can feel, you want to start practicing feeling that. Why the hell would you do that? You're like, I don't have a job, or I have the job and they passed me over for promotion again. Why should I bother feeling good right now? Because the power that we women have, and that is going to lead this entire freaking world out of this mess we're in, is our emotional energy, our emotional set points. It's based in physics. It's based in like attracts like. It's based in the law of attraction. Whatever we focus on, we get more of, which explains for me why I spent 40 years in clinical depression. I'm out of it now. I'm not out of depression. I'm out of the clinical, which is like, I'm not depressed anymore every day. I used to take the medication and I was still depressed. What's the point? But I healed myself unexpectedly. Summer of 2022, and good night, good night, sweet prince, because I was shocked, just shocked. And it has to do with emotional energy. It really does. And emotional self-awareness. When you're aware of how you feel and you can focus, what you have there, unbeknownst to most of us, is you have a jumping off point. This is one of the hardest concepts I ever had to get. And I finally I didn't even know that's what I was looking for. Honestly, I didn't even know that's what I was looking for. But I got to the point one night where I was in real emotional trouble. And then I was like, oh my God, I've got to do something. And so I tried this thing that I now call the 1% solution. And it's about just bringing in a pinprick of light. That's really all it is. It's bringing in a pinprick of light. You may feel enraged. You're not getting where you want to go. Your words are not landing. People are not listening to you. People are disrespecting you. If you're a woman, it's tough out there. And if you're a woman of color, it's even tougher. That's just what's been going on. But we are here to shift this, y'all. We're here to shift it. Okay, I'm going to pull a card for somebody. No, nobody's asked, but let's see. How about Pam? Pam Sullivan. I hope you're still here, Pam. And I'm going to pull from the Sacred Rage Catalyst position in the Good Girl Exit Plan spread. So let's do this. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Let's do that card since it jumped out. Okay, Sacred Rage Catalyst. What the heck is a Sacred Rage Catalyst? Well, you know how we women are always told, oh, you're not allowed to be angry, right? You shouldn't be so angry. Really? it's amazing we haven't burned down the whole world at this point, because we've just been absolutely refused on the outside, and then we've learned to do it to ourselves from the inside. It's not what we want anymore. It's not what we have to do anymore. Astrologically, the energy is with us for this shift. So if you were ever going to stand up to anything that says, oh, I'm supposed to be less than, it would be now. So 8 of Cups, it's walking away from certain emotions. And again, I'm going to say, for you, I think it was it Janice? No, it was Pam. It was Pam Sullivan. Okay, so for you, Pam, there may be a situation that you've got to think about, or you've got to go ahead and walk away from. This can be like the hardest thing ever, because the unknown frightens us. And what we put into the unknown mostly is bad stuff. We rarely, if ever, imagine that stepping into the unknown will bring fabulous opportunities and new situations and new thoughts and new beliefs. We hardly ever do that. Oh, hey, by the way, guys, while you're here, if you could give me some hearts or likes or join me, that would be awesome, since I'm very new at this and learning as I go. Okay, so like I say, it can be, Pam, it can be really, really scary to do this. Where it shifts is when you understand that, oh, thank you for the hearts, whoever that was, thank you so much. That just really is, I love seeing this. They make me feel good. I want to tell you something that people generally might know, but don't really experience until you experience it, because that's the way. Like Abraham Hicks says, words don't teach, experience does. So, which is why I like to use acting. My acting exercise is an improv for women, when I'm working with them on their leadership and visibility and all that. When you feel something honestly, not thinking the emotion, but letting yourself imagine you're in a situation. Like for me, I've just won an Academy Award for being in a 2-person movie with George Clooney. I've been an actor for a long time. Although, don't ask me where you see me, because honestly, lately you haven't seen me anywhere. It's okay. I'm like a Marine. You're the Marine, you leave the Marines, but you're still like, I'm a Marine for your whole life. Actor. Public speaker too. So, got to be on that stage. When do you feel into that good feeling? When I imagine that I'm there, I'm at the Academy Awards, they call my name, inexplicably, they call my name, and I'm like, I turn into a light bulb of energy. And here comes George, who's now a friend. And he's like giving me a huge hug, and he's handing me up the stairs, because I'm wearing the long gown. I think it's blue. I think it's actually ombre. It's just beautiful. And I'm up there and I'm talking about how the people who in my graduate school told me I would never make it and I should quit were clearly mistaken. I mean, like, this just gives me such joy. What does that have to do with seeding your future? When you are deliberate, this is really cool stuff. When you are deliberate in saying, this is what I choose to feel right now, and I'm going to focus on it. So it's deliberate, intentional, focused. And you say, I'm going to bathe in it for a while. I'm going to go, wow, that feels so great. Where does that feel so great? Oh, I feel that in whatever part of your body you feel it. That's really, really helpful. Then another one is like, just appreciating that you appreciate it. Like, oh my God, I really appreciate feeling this good when I've been feeling so frightened, angry, crappy, whatever it is, right? Like, I just appreciate having a freaking break, right? What that does is that helps to cement it in place. So, Janice and everybody else, if your emotional set point, let's say your emotional set point is here, and this is like, oh God, I'm frustrated. I'm trying to be a leader and I feel like I just can't make any progress and I'm doing the best I can and I'm smart and I'm just up against all these douchebags who are being mean to me, don't like me, want to push me back, like, what do I do? How do I handle this? How do I keep moving forward? And name that. It's frustration. I mean, that's the word I'm going to give it. Name it. It's frustration. So, okay, I'm really stinking frustrated now. Is there something, a pinprick of light of emotional energy that I can also insert in here? You're not trying to push the dark out and go, no, I don't feel that way. You big liar. Yes, you do. But you're just like, okay, it's here. And I want to put a little pinprick of light. And it can be about your job. It can be like, one thing I do appreciate about being there is my resume looks like kick-ass now. Or I'm so glad I started that business, even though it's kicking my ass, because I've met some amazing people and they've really helped me move forward. I may not be where I want to be yet financially, but they've really moved me forward. But feel how that feels. It's not just a nice fact that you're like, well, that should heal me. No, you have to do the work, and the work is to feel good. Why is that such a big deal? Why is that so hard? Because we're not used to it. We're used to looking for the problems. We're used to looking for what's wrong with us. And it's a very, very slim line between what's wrong with me and what can I do, think, or be differently. Can you feel that? Can you feel how different that is? Yeah, it's really, really different. What's wrong with me is like, I'm a loser and everything that happens in my life is my fault. And I can't fix it. And what the hell, why don't I just go like eat bonbons and get fat? Not that fat is the worst thing in the world. It's not, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's not a good way to go. But if you go, what can I do or be or believe differently that would give me another option, that would give me another direction? Suddenly what you're doing is you're opening up your consciousness to a whole different way of being, to a whole different set of possibilities. It's about possibilities, truly. I remember once I was very depressed and something made me like open my eyes real wide. And that was when I realized that my eyes had been like at half mast because of the depression. And I realized that the energy shifted in an instant. I don't mean I stopped being depressed in that instant, but the nature of it changed. Sure did. It lightened up. And I was like, holy crap, you mean there's something physical I can do about this? Okay, that's different. What I want to get across to you is that we've been slaves. This card just came out. I love it. We've been slaves to a concept, to a system. For decade on decade on decade, we've been a slave to a system that plugs everybody into these ways of thinking and believing and feeling. And I know you've noticed in the US, everything's falling apart. It's very, very scary, but it's less frightening when you bring your sovereignty, your power to create, to put out the energy there. But you don't actually do the putting out. You align with the power within you. You align with better feeling thoughts, as Abraham says. You align with, oh, that feels good. I really appreciate that. Or you know what? I like that I'm simply persevering. I am a badass. I may not know what the hell's going on, but I'm a badass. I can't believe I keep persevering. I appreciate that about me. And then you feel what you feel with that. For me, I feel a strengthening in my whole back. Like, hell yeah, follow me. Like I feel that energy. And it's wonderful. It feels so good. And the more I stay with, wow, the images I'm seeing, the feeling I'm feeling, the confidence that I'm feeling, the delight, Holy crap, it's amazing. It's totally freaking amazing. Oh, hey, if you're enjoying this, by the way, would you share it out to your people? We're going to be on here for probably another 15 or 20 minutes or so. And I would love to get more people. Okay, so thank you. Here, this card that came out is the Wheel of Fortune. And what that means is all of that's changing. All of the negativities, all of the system that we have aligned with, it is dying. So it's a great time. It's time. This is saying the wheel is turning, baby. It's turning. Get on the wheel or get stuck in, oh man, I have to follow these damn rules. Like make myself smaller than I am. Don't use my voice. Here's one that's kind of deep. It's like the belief that anything is more powerful than you are. Ugh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Really important. But the wheel is turning, baby. We are in the right place, the right time for the for what is happening, which is the uprising of the feminine. It is the expansion of the feminine, the expansion of the intuitive, the creative, the regenerative, the compassion, the process instead of goal only. I mean, I learned the masculine rules really well. I'm a serious freaking good rule follower, which is why I have a business called the Goodbye Good Girl Project, okay? Because my lifelong thing is, what's another rule? I can look at myself and I can listen to my beliefs and my thoughts and my feelings, and I can go, where's the exit door, please? Where's the exit door from this prison? And it's so freeing. It's so freeing. And it gives meaning to my life, even when I have bad days, which the last couple of days were kind of hard. I felt really overwhelmed by what's going on in our country, and I was just like losing it. I was stuck in my head, and I was stuck in the future nightmare, the nightmare future, not the future of like, I'm just going to open my energy right now and open my emotions to feeling what I want to feel, to feeling what I will feel when I get to a better place than this. I'm not talking dying. I'm talking about a better place in your life, a better place in my life. But I know now, because I've practiced this over and over, and I invite you to practice letting yourself know that when you have that darkness, when you have that emotional set point of that darkness, and you're like, I feel this is honest, this is true, this is real, I cannot lie about this. All you need to do to invite it to shift is insert a tiny bit of light. Just a tiny bit of light. The light does the work. The energy, we are all energy, and the light is what does the work. It doesn't matter where you are on the emotional scale. It doesn't matter where. You could be in frustration, anger, boredom, joy, depression. You can be anywhere. And you do not have to go to the top of the class. What a freaking relief. You do not have to go to the top of the class. You just have to go up by 1 degree. And it's not like you have to follow yet another set of rules, okay? Like, oh, I have to look at the emotional ladder and see what's the next place I'm supposed to go. You don't have to. I don't. I mean, if that's something that works for your orderly mind, go for it. All you have to do in Google is type in emotional ladder, and you'll find it. It's very cool. It's very, very interesting. But I just want to feel this much better, because this much energy with this much positive energy with this much darkness shifts all the darkness for me. It doesn't necessarily push all of it away, but it's like turning on a light in a dark room. It's not like the light just lights up this much. It lights up the room. In physics, in law of attraction, in spirituality, the lighter the energy, meaning lighter than where you're standing, the more powerful its impact on the darkness that you feel you're living in. It's really hard. It's really, really annoying to think, wait a minute, you mean I'm the one who has to change this again? I'm a woman. I keep changing every freaking thing. I'm responsible for every freaking thing in this world. I know. But it's going to be the quickest way here, the quickest way to serious happiness every day. It's not the quickest way to, I want a $10 million home and a boat, okay? It's the quickest way to shifts in your quality of life. Woo, that was the biggest shift for me ever. I was out in California. My lover passed away. I went completely dead broke and homeless. Oh, what the hell? You know, when I finally got back home to Ohio and I felt, oh my God, I can breathe here. Because California was not the place for me, right? It was, the whole energy was wrong. It just was not for me. I get home and after a few weeks I went, holy crap, I can breathe. This is the right rhythm for me to live at. I understood for the first time in my life that quality of life is where it's at, because when you feel good, that's the energy that's going out. That's the energy that's going out and connecting you with the people, the situations, the happy accidents. That's what's doing it. Let it do the work for you. Stop thinking that it is the masculine only, and particularly the toxic masculine, not the divine masculine, that you have to step into in order to build a business or build a career. It's not true. It's absolutely not true. It hasn't even worked for the guys. But they're stuck in their own part. And it's just that we always get the raw deal because the rules say we don't exist and we're not that important. Sorry. It's just what the rules say. So we don't have to pay attention to those rules. We go to our own rules, the real rules, the energetic rules, the emotional rules, the communal rules, right? A little while ago, I was talking about how if you're starting a business or you are in a corporation and you are trying to rise and you're having trouble, that you really want to what you need is a posse. You need a posse. And I'm not talking about like girlfriends that you can complain to. I'm talking about people who like you are go-getters. People who like you are like, look, I want to support us. I want to be supported and I want to support. I want to rise. I want to look at things differently. I want to be all of who I am. I don't want to have to keep trying to stuff myself into tinier and tinier little places. It's ridiculous. It's not the way it works. It's not the way that we get to be all of who we are. And if we are all that we are, energetically, not only are we having a great quality of life, which mine is, it's ridiculous. And no, I'm not rich, not yet. But I am rich because I'm no longer depressed every day like I was for decades. I'm no longer, haven't been for a while, I'm no longer without my own place. I'm no longer without knowing exactly what my work in the world is and bringing it forward, enjoying the hell out of myself, doing stuff like this. Amazing. I've only started this like a couple months ago, and I absolutely freaking love going live. I love it. I wish people felt, I was just going to say, I wish people would say something in the chat. Jamie, thanks. Howdy. How are you, partner? Texas. I drove through there once when I was like 19 years old. Oh, thanks for the hearts. Ugh. I drove through Texas. I was with a friend. We were both like 19 years old, and somebody hired us to drive their car out from Ohio to California. That top part of Texas, good God. I felt like it took 16 years to get across that thing. I'm in Ohio. I'm in Southern Ohio. Yeah, it's the one. It's one of the parts. It might be the one. You're on the Gulf. Okay. Oh my God. Close to water then. Oh my God. See, that's the one thing. Cincinnati, all we have is the Ohio River and it's brown. So, oh, Corpus Christi. Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So what was the UGG for? How come you said UGG? It's interesting. So Jammy or Jay, it's green. Good. Oh my God. I remember I lived out in California for 11 years and it was always golden. Not in a good way. Always golden in the summer because everything's so dry out there. There's just no freaking humidity at all. Here, there's too much, but hey, I'd rather have too much than none. And when I went and visited, where was I? Chicago, and I got on a train and we're going past all of this greenery, and I literally felt it was the craziest, coolest thing ever. And I felt like all of the green was coming in through the train window and it was like filling in empty spots in me. It was so visceral. I was like, damn. I wish that I had paid enough attention to that or had enough of whatever I would have needed to go, okay, so I got to leave California and come back to the Midwest. But I guess I had to go broke out there, do my thing. This one just came out of the deck. Maybe it's for you, Jay. Five of Swords. Putting down the unnecessary fight. Go, oh, thanks. Yeah, I love those too. Except I really have no particular attachment to mushrooms, so I'm thinking, what could I put in the middle? You know? Um, Putting down what's unnecessary is an interesting phrase because there's nothing that we hold on to that we don't think is necessary. We think it's necessary, whether it's because it's necessary emotionally or it's necessary um, because we think it's or it is the stabilization of our income or our relationships and all that kind of thing. So when you're stressed, yep, okay. So oh, Carla, that's so cool. Yeah, it's gorgeous terrain. So you're stressed, Jay. I get it. Here's the thing. I swear I had like 17 PhDs in anxiety. My really, your life is a joke? Well, I know the feeling, but your life is actually really, really full of possibilities. So the trick is, how do you get to how do you get some piece of it that you can glom onto, that you can understand, that you can feel as a reality, not as just like, oh, I'm going to do some wishful thinking? How do you get to let me appreciate something? Because, like, for me, in the last couple of days, I was freaking out because of what's going on in our country. And, ooh, an awakening. I love those. The thing about awakenings, you then have to figure out how to apply them, and they're just so badass, aren't they? They're just the coolest thing. Um, but they also invite you into a growth that you may not have been in before. So one of the things I wanted to say to you, and I will say now, is I found that what I was doing in these last 2 days was that I was focused. I got sort of stuck, sort of hooked up on what's going on in the world, and it's so freaking ugly in our country. I just like the hatred and the lack of compassion and the I cannot. Um, and last night I went and visited with a friend instead of doing some work. I'm like, I gotta just do something different because I've got to take myself out of this focus because that's what we need if we want to change our emotional set point. And our emotional set point is our energy. And so what we want to do is we want to change that set point. And hold on, TikTok wants me to verify that I exist. You happy now? Okay, it's happy now. Um, we want to be able to deliberately Thanks, Judy. We want to deliberately shift what we're doing. We want to deliberately shift what we're feeling, because what we've had in our human history, this applies to every single thing on the planet. What we've had is energy aligned with one element only, with the masculine only. Okay. If it had been the feminine only, it would have been dysfunctional also. We need balance. We really need balance. It has been the toxic masculine, the greed, the lack of care, the lack of compassion to be one. Right. So people have said, and I'm sure you've seen them all over YouTube, they say that our earth is splitting, which is like a freaky concept to think about. You're Taurus. That's awesome. My mother was. I'm a Capricorn. I love Taurus. And I lost my train of thought. Oh, so for the last period of time, we've been in this focus on the toxic masculine. And that has included things like, some of it divine masculine, but it's hard to see sometimes because it's been framed within this driving us to be not individuals, but being mechanistic. Like you're just a machine part in your job. I could replace you with anybody. No, you freaking can't. No, you really, really can't. You can get somebody else to do the job, but you cannot replace me. Mm-mm. Most people do not have my work ethic. Most people do not know all the serious things that I know. I mean, I know everything from admin stuff all the way up to building your websites, helping you with your communication. I can make you a fabulous and excited public speaker. That's some of the work I do, is that part. And it's like, you cannot replace me. Okay. And if you took half a minute to talk to me, you'd know that. It's experience, yes, but it's also who are you? Who are you? What are the qualities of you? That's the feminine. What are the qualities of you? Oh my God, I'm so freaking passionate. I'm like impassioned about helping women rise. So freaking impassioned. Like, let's get out of this bullshit mindset of, I have to follow these rules that I've taken in and made my own. Don't do the terrorist work on yourself. It's what we do all the time. It's because we've been brainwashed. So we also have to consider that coming out of that, resetting our mindset, is a whole different thing. Thank you, Kat Van. I appreciate you appreciating me or appreciating the support, because I've been coming out and doing a lot more of this stuff in the last 2-3 months. And it's great to hear that. What do you mean you can't do your own? What? I don't understand that, Jay. Please tell me what that means. Oh, tarot. Oh, tarot. I've been a tarot person for forever. But you know how I started getting into okay, I really get it, was I was watching other tarot readers. I was watching a lot of, and I still do watch a lot of political tarot readers who are also psychics and things like that. And they show me, they show us how to use the tarot in ways that are not looking at the book. Like it's really gets you beyond. It's very cool. And you don't really need tarot, honestly. I mean, I love it. But if that's not your thing, what we really have is our intuition, and what we really have is our emotional clues. Our emotions. We've been told forever, 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 don't be so emotional. Just be more professional. Screw you. Be more professional. How many of your frickin' tantrums have I put up with? Yeah, don't be too emotional. I met a marvelous man a few years ago. Oh my God. This guy is so cool. He's out in where the heck is he? He's out in Portland or something. And he's very, I think the word is unprepossessing. In other words, he wouldn't be a threat to anybody. He's short, he's 60s, he looks a little bit like the Hobbit, like he just doesn't come across like, hi, I'm a power broker kind of guy. But what he does is he goes into C-suites with all these like, big kind of egos. And he goes in there and he goes, so tell me, how do you guys feel about emotion? They're like, nope, no emotion in business. No, that's stupid. You got to keep it professional. So he goes, okay. And he lets that go. And they talk for a while. And he talks about, have you ever been to Disneyland? And they all go, oh yeah. We've been, went with my grandkids and they had the best time. And it was such a delight. And he said, so tell me, what did you like about being there? Was it their marketing? Or was it just that it really is sort of the land of joy? And they were like, oh, yeah, no, it's not the marketing. No. And that they're starting to get with the program, like, it's not the marketing. My grandkids were it was the joy in their faces. It was just made me so happy. So then he goes on, he talks some more. And finally, he says to them something deliberately. He'll say something deliberately that'll get them all worked up and angry. And then he says to them, I thought you said there was no emotion in business. And the light bulb goes on and they go, oh, I love this man. He's amazing. He has a book out called How to Stop Marketing. He has ways to get your people to share your work. Do I think people are chosen? I think it's such a beautiful question, by the way. Sorry, the cards fell down and went boom. What I think is a couple things. One is when we come into this life, we come in with a certain set of colors, or certain set of possibilities that are our set point. Like you can be attorney, librarian, stand-up comic, actor, soccer player, but what's not on that hand is like surgeon. Name a bunch of things that you're like, I would never do that. I also think that some people come in very focused with what their mission is. And it's a matter of having grown to that place. And not in this life, but in other lives, in other situations. And like they come in, they're like, okay, so now I've got my backpack, my metaphorical backpack, and like, I'm going to do this thing. But that doesn't guarantee that they're happy doing it, okay? Like there's a doctor I knew, he operated on my eye long time ago. And he created all the tools for it. And, he's Mr. Big Man and all that. And he was a freaking great surgeon. It didn't seem particularly like a happy guy to me. So, chosen, I think the choosing is actually done by us. And I think we can jump off of those colors. We can jump onto another hand. And that's the period I think we're in now, where we can decide, who do I really want to be? And we can feel and emotionalize, is that a word, ourselves into it. Jack of all trades. Yeah. See, and that's the other thing that's been a deal for forever. Like I have so many freaking things, like I said, that I can do. And so when I was thinking about going into being an entrepreneur, and people would say to me, well, just choose one of them. That would blow my head off. I'd be like, how am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to choose one? I love, like you, Jack of all trades. I'm an artist. I'm a speaker. I'm a coach. I'm a writer. I'm a tarot reader. I'm a major advocate and coach for women who are leaders, who want to lead their best lives and want to lead others into leading theirs, whatever that means. I mean, how was I supposed to choose? That's ridiculous. And that's really the masculine focus, you see? That's where we're told there's, you've got to choose and then do it. No, I'm going to do it and then I'm going to choose. I'm going to live my freaking life and then I'm going to choose. I'm going to explore. I'm going to be curious. I'm going to look into what makes life work. And then I'm also going to just keep trying. Because 20 years of me trying to be an entrepreneur and choosing thing after thing after thing after thing, and finding that as I chose each one would fall away in terms of how I felt about it. I'd be like, okay, I'm going to try this. And then it was like, it would just fall away. I'm like, ugh, I don't like this anymore. I don't want to do this. Or I don't want to do this as a business. Like, I love this, but I don't want to do this as a business. And that's when you are bringing the feminine into your life, because you are allowing yourself to birth yourself. The other thing about trying to do something is it's not just the thing you're trying. You're growing you. This is a switch in perspective that we need so very badly. We really, really need to understand that not only does the light do all the work in shifting the darkness, but that we are the manufacturers of the light just by choosing a slightly tiny 1% better feeling, a feeling memory, a feeling thought than we currently have. Allowing that light to come in and allowing ourselves to focus on ourselves. This is breaking major rules, you guys. We're not supposed to be that interested in us. We're not supposed to be that forceful. Why do you think they've told us for years to not have emotions? Why do you think all the feminine stuff was removed from the beginning of religion? Because they wanted to control. They wanted the control and the money. They didn't want us to be powerful within ourselves. Now, speaking of, great spiritual leaders, and if we're speaking about the beginning of religion, which he was, 200 years before Christianity started, was when Jesus, or whatever, what was his real name? Because Jesus is not his real name. Jesus actually comes from the Greek, and it means "Hail Zeus," believe it or not. Believe it or not. It's Yahweh is one for sure. There's another one. Why can't I think of it? Yeah. So the times that we live in, no, there's like his actual name was like, Jeshua. Yeshua or Jeshua, I can't remember. Which is beautiful to my ears. I love that. I'm like, oh, that feels like a person that I can connect with, I was raised non-religious Jewish, and I ended up in the Hindu spaces with Amachi, the hugging saint, and I started questioning a lot of things because like I said, my whole life purpose is to question and to help other women question anything that limits them. Anything that limits them. So, we all have our individual paths, and nobody has the right to tell you what path to take. So if you're into, if spirituality really rocks your soul, go for it. If you're more into organized religion, go for it. But no matter what you're in, either of those paths, or a third one, atheism, I don't care, whatever it is, question anything that stops your joy. Because the primary choice I think that we have to make is, do we want to believe in a world that was created by and is maintained at this very moment and every single moment by something that judges us negatively? Or do we want to understand and believe something different, something that's more supportive? In my theology, philosophy, experience and perspective, we live in an energetic pool of 100% positivity. And our job is to align with that in whatever ways we can. I don't mean we have to sit and be 100% positive. Please don't hear that. It's easy to hear that, but please understand that's not what I'm saying at all. Okay? We're very, very accustomed to, let me follow the rules 100% and then I'll get there. No. No, you won't. I cannot tell you. Good. Good to hear, Jay. Awesome. Yeah. We have become very, very, very trained in achieving, which is the masculine. We have not been trained in enjoying the process and being the builder, the birthplace, the usher for the process, which then gets birthed through us and experienced by us. Very, very cool. My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for your comments. It's nice to chat. So I have to get off here so I can go meet a friend and we can go swimming, actually. And then I have to give a talk at the Revelation Spiritual Church, which is an online church. So at 6:00 tonight Eastern, I'll be giving a talk about how you find joy in the middle of really hard times. If you're interested in joining that, it's totally free, and I can get you the Zoom link. Awesome, Jay. Yeah, it's a very, very, very small group of people. Pastor Brian, who is Quaker, actually, and it doesn't matter if you have a religion or you don't have a religion. Doesn't matter if you're spiritual or you're not spiritual. Everybody is, can join. So what you can do, Jay, and anybody else is interested, is you can go to revelationspiritualchurch.com, revelationspiritualchurch.com, and there's something there that should give you the link, the Zoom link to be on. And yeah, it's really cool. Brian gives readings from spirit at the end. He has a real connection with spirit. And okay, take care, Jay. I hope to see you later at 6. Oh, you mean you're going to the website? I got it. If for some reason you can't find it there, if there's any problems, then bless you back, sweetie. Then just connect with me anyway. Like follow me or whatever the deal is here on TikTok. Like I said, I'm learning. And then DM me and I'll just give you the link. Okay. All right, guys. I can't thank you enough for being here with me. It's been an absolute fulfillment for me. It's just been absolutely lovely to be here with all of you, and I'm most grateful. I'll see you. When will I see you? I'm still trying to figure out what the best days and times are. Cat Van, so nice to have you here, and just start exploring with tarot. It's just let it be fun. Just let it be fun and interesting, because it so is. So many teachers of it on YouTube, so it's not like you have to invest tons of money either. And thank you for the hearts, and thank you for sharing this out with people, and just a whole bunch of thank yous. You can find me on YouTube. What deck? The traditional deck is called the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. RIDERWAITE. The Rider-Waite Tarot deck. This is centuries and centuries old in its imagery and symbolism, but the symbolism just continues to unfold for you as you read. Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. You'll probably find one really affordably on Temu, by the way. You'll find a lot of stuff on Temu. Be careful. You could end up with like 50 decks of cards. You'll be like, what the hell do I do with all these? Because it's tempting. So you can find me on YouTube. I do a weekly podcast with women and men who are breaking the rules and doing things much more from the feminine. So that is the Next Level Empowerment podcast, and new episodes release every Friday at 8 a.m. And if you are one of those women or men who is doing stuff that is really different and you think that you would be a good fit for the podcast, go ahead and send me a message either through YouTube or here on TikTok. What else can I tell you? And if you're wanting a full reading, if you're wanting a full 6-card reading, a good girl exit plan tarot reading, drop me a line, drop me a DM, find me. And I'm sorry, I don't have it quite set up so that I can go, here's the link. But, let me know and we'll make it happen. Okay. Remember that you are made of all that is. You are made of the energy. This is what Abraham says. You are made of the energy that creates worlds. Start thinking about that. Just start mulling over that as a reality, as a practical thing. Like, if that's true, why do I have this life? I want to do it. That's where you start to open. That's where you start to go, might be a different way to do this life. And that's what I teach women. I do coaching, I do workshops to teach women how to start asking those questions and start to unfold in little tiny ways, because the tiny is the most powerful. Who knew? Tiny is the most powerful. It's also the way that you build with stability. If you go from here to here, this is not going to be stable. If you go from here to here, stability. Love and Moxie to all of you. And maybe I'll see you tomorrow. This is so much fun. Thanks, guys. Take good care.